Welcome back everybody. So this is gonna be a quick update video for you guys on stock market, and before we get started, please smash that like button, and 100 plus likes on this video would be greatly appreciated guys. And if you're new here, consider subscribing. Now if you want to get my daily trade ideas, swing trade ideas, live trading, and you want to support the channel, definitely check out their link down below in the description for Patreon. Dow is up 0.44%, Nasdaq going flat, S&P going flat, and Russell going down 0.58%. And here's 11 sectors that makes up S&P 500, and something is surprising here on top. We got utilities leading the way, industrials and financials. So definitely, it's not a risk on move, even though technology is there, but it's not like going up 1 or 2% today. And then we got energy down here. And right here we got real estate, basic materials, communication services, healthcare, consumer cyclical, all taking a beating for the day. So what we got here on stock market map: Tesla down 1.74%, Amazon going down because of Shopify 0.40%, then we got Meta going up 0.93%, Google actually down on the day 1%, Apple flat, Microsoft going up slightly 0.29%, Nvidia flat, and then we got big bank JPM going up 2%. On Triple Q, it's absolutely flat on the day. But one thing to point out, guys, this morning we saw a mini gap down to daily expected move, which is 437, and right at opening, this thing immediately, if you look at this 5-minute chart right here, you'll see, look at this, 437.56, and then all the candles are green, exploded all the way up to 441.47, and then pretty much sideways all day. Now, yes, things are pushing higher, but for last 4 days, things actually went nowhere. And I think this is where things can get faded right here at 440. Yes, we can possibly push a bit higher, possibly up to 443 to even 446. And I think that is it. You're going to see very soon a pullback, at least in the short term, down to this gap. And I thought that was going to happen today. 436.48 to close this gap and possibly retest 50-day moving average. But, this thing went back up. You guys saw that on 5-minute time frame. Immediately went back up to the upside. So any gaps to the upside gets filled immediately. Well, what about, these gaps down here? Just opened up recently. We can see that finally in next few days. So here on Triple Q, guys, right here, yesterday and today, Triple Q was holding 440, again holding right here. For tomorrow's session, 440 can hold, then watch out for 443 to 446, and then even 450, and that's gonna be a brand new fresh all-time high, right? Now things will change. We get a pullback, comes down under 440, and then comes down here to close this gap 436, and cannot hold 50 SMA right here. That is when things will change. You're going to see a dump all the way down to 432 right here, and soon as that gives up, watch out, there is gonna be a bigger dump all the way down to this gap 427.81. So it's not like it's giving us a confirmation that it's going to happen, but keep that in mind. Volume here definitely drying up, nobody's buying, things are not pushing higher, and today we saw at the end things are going sideways, and that is a big indication that a pullback might be coming very soon here in this market, and especially here on Triple Q and SPY ETF. And here's my X account, and if you guys are on there, definitely give me a follow. And there is no subscription, nothing here on X. It's totally free, and you can always ask me a question if you have right here on X. And here's some fantastic swing trades right here, and there is so many. I'm just going to name one or two. Look at this one we picked up yesterday, guys. 150 shares of D-Dog at $112. And today, what happened today, guys? Explosion here on D-Dog, and you can see this thing exploded today, took profit from 112, sold at 117.20, just holding 150 shares overnight. This thing paid nicely. Now if you look at my screen today, still holding, picked up Dash shares 200 at 110, and now I think it's trading at 113, got up to 114 and holding this position. Netflix puts picked up at top pretty much, 617 got into 580 puts right here on Netflix, and that is also a position that is green. Cisco, we actually got in yesterday at 47, and today Cisco is up to 48, $1 per share profit. Took profit on that one. 400 bucks, easy money. Not even taking any risk. Cisco is a big company, and this is also another winner. So all these trade ideas, and if you look at my daily trade ideas right here, we actually played Tesla today, guys. Right here, got in at 170, pretty much exactly 180 calls, and this thing exploded. There was a $5 move to the upside. We sold way before that at 173 and some change, but this thing got up to 175. This was also a winner for the day. So all these trade ideas, and especially if you want to support the channel and you're serious about trading, then definitely check out their link down below in the description for Patreon. On SPY ETF, also flat on the day, but if you look at my screen, what happened today? It came down to 515. Immediately we saw instant bounce, just like on triple key, went back up to almost 518, but they're staying alive here. Bulls staying above 517, which is a good thing, but watch out, 517 gives up and then takes out 515. There will be some downside here on SPY ETF down to this gap 512, and that is a weekly support. Also 50 SMA sitting at 512, that's going to be a strong support to watch on any pullback. Now this is where things can hold and we could see a bounce back up to the upside, or things can actually fail right here at 512. And in that case, watch out for the next support 509 and then this gap down here at 506. And that is going to be a decent pullback if that happens within the next few days right here on SPY ETF. Now to the upside for the bulls. If this thing can hold 517, well, there is not much upside. And why? Because look at this Bollinger Band, it's sitting at 517. So this thing can push up to 517, 520, where the Bollinger Band is sitting, 520. So the next stop above 517. All I can see possibly touching 520. I don't see this thing actually going above 520 this week unless we get some really good catalyst, something for this market, maybe perhaps even a rate cut. Then you're going to see possibly fresh new all-time highs again before closing all these gaps to the downside. But you can see it's actually not doing much today, and yesterday we got the same price action, just going sideways and not doing anything. So I think whenever you see sideways action, it's buying time, and whenever the market is buying time, it's going to make a move, and that move can happen early as tomorrow, guys. So watch out for that. On IWM, it's down 0.58%, so we actually got some puts yesterday on IWM at 206, exactly 202 puts yesterday. And this morning, definitely got paid on those and got out completely. This thing went back up and now trading just below 204. Now, if you look at my screen, 202, I said it before in my video, 50 SMA, this red line, so far holding as a support. Now, we did gap down today, so there is a gap on top again, and which is insane, guys. This thing went back up to close that gap just above 204, and now immediately gapping down from 204.50 again and leaving another gap here on top at 204.50. So tomorrow's session, there's going to be resistance at 204.50 up to even 206, and below 202, this thing can pull back all the way down to 200 to close this gap down here. And then below 200, we also have support at 198, and then this thing can go down even more. But right now, it's just buying time like SPY ETF, and also on triple Q, it's not doing much, just going back and forth. So tomorrow, yes, we could see this gap getting filled at 204.50, and from there, not much upside. And why? Look at this Bollinger Band sitting at 205.78, so this thing cannot just push and go higher until this Bollinger Band expands even higher, and then you're going to see, the price going up even more, possibly back up to 212 and even higher. But at this point, guys, I think a move here back down to 200 definitely possible right here on IWM, and that might be coming. It just might be days away where this thing will come down and close this gap at 200. On DIA, it's up 0.45%, so it's pushing higher, and now it's holding over 390. And this Bollinger Band on top not allowing DIA to move higher to close this gap just below 395. We saw IWM going up and closing that gap, and now gapping down again. We saw SPY ETF going up and closing that gap on top. Same thing goes for Triple Q, but this one staying behind. So going into tomorrow's session, guys, 390, 388, 384, strong support on DIA right here. But the key level to watch, definitely right down here, 388 on DIA. Below that, you're going to see a dump off, possibly down to this gap, 382.91. Now to the upside, as long as DIA can hold right here at 388, maybe buy some time, some consolidation, and then this Bollinger Band will expand to the upside. And the next stop will be right here at 394.73 to close this gap on top, finally on Dow Jones. On VIX is down 1.74%, and now after closing this gap just below 13, holding at $13 right here, and it's been selling off for past couple days. Yes, we could see a spike anytime on VIX. Are the technicals suggesting that? Well, only thing I can say right here that it's holding this $13 range for a long time, and again back down to 13, and from this range we saw big spike to the upside, so that can happen definitely on VIX. Watch out for $13 big support, and now to the upside, VIX will find resistance right here at 5-day moving average 1358, and if that's clear and this thing can stay above 1358, immediately you're going to see a push up to 15, and then above 15, that is when we can talk about possibly a breakout, and this thing can move even higher. Until then, just watch the support right here at 13, and also this thing needs to get above 5-day moving average 1358. So the dollar is staying green on the day and holding above 105 and holding 105.30, rising 5-day moving average, which is looking bullish for dollar for possible move all the way up to 106, even up to even 106.57 right here. Now, if the dollar gets a pullback, it needs to hold right here, guys. This support needs to hold 105.30 down to even flat 105. This is gonna be your line in the sand right here for dollar. As long as this thing can hold right here, you're going to see a move back up. And now look at this 5-day moving average. It's going back up again, and that means one thing, dollar can push higher back up to 106 at least in the short term, and that should bring down S&P 500. And now let's have a quick look at HYG high yield bond, what the smart money is doing. And you can see they're actually selling on this big rally. They're actually selling out of this market. They've been selling, they were selling yesterday, and they're selling again today, and looks like they might be selling even more. And if this is actually going to continue here on HYG, guess what? Very soon you're going to see SPY ETF pulling back down to those gaps, and that can happen really quick, guys. So have this on your chart right here, HYG, and that can actually give you a direction what the market is going to do next. And this thing always works, always. You just gotta have patience. If you're thinking about just shorting right now because this thing is down, well, that's not how it works. It's going to give you a direction like what the market is going to do next. And if you're looking at it and if you're giving it time, it's going to work every time. And that's all I have for you guys in this video. Thank you so much for watching, guys.